presentation. I am teacher Norma Rodríguez from the Universidad Autónoma de Baja California in Mexico. And we would like to start this presentation with this quote. Children who grow up feeling love deeply become adults who are rewired to love deeply. And this is so true. Teacher Belém.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Welcome to this presentation. My name is Belém Pacheco. I'm also a teacher at Universidad Autónoma de Baja California in Mexicali, Baja California, Mexico. And we are really happy to be here with you and talking about emotional intelligence. So let's start then. Um, why to teach emotional intelligence? It helps us to connect with others' feelings and needs. It helps us to understand them more. And as teachers, it is important to have our life balanced. And this intelligence also help us to have good mental health. So the objective of this presentation is to give you the tools to be able to take care of your own feelings by using emotional intelligence, and so to be able to help your students to do the same. So it will help us live a more peaceful life, more centered life. Okay. Now it is important to mention here Daniel Goldman. You might have heard about him. He
Coach
has a
can we
PhD.
go to the next slide, please? Okay, thank you.
He has a PhD on psychology. He's also a journalist and a writer from Stockton, California, in the U.S. He was born in March 7th, 1946. Goldman has written books and articles related to emotional intelligence, leadership, mindfulness, psychology, and his famous work with the Dalai Lama, A Force for Good. EI, or EQ as it is now known, is the ability to understand and manage your own emotions and those of the people around you. That's the definition that Daniel Goldman gives about emotional intelligence. He's very well known as the godfather of EQ. And on his number one bestseller, Emotional Intelligence, he mentions why it can matter more than IQ, why EQ matters more than IQ. Very interesting point of view. He says that 80 to 90% of the competencies that differentiate top performers, are in the domain of emotional intelligence. 80 to 90% of the competencies, quite high. Now, why is it important? Because leaders who can work with others well can foster individual, team, and organizational success. When we are in touch with our emotions, we are at choice. We are able to take control of our emotions and our actions rather than letting our emotions control us. So that's very, very crucial, especially working as teachers. How can we acquire or nourish our emotional intelligence? There are 3 points. One is self-reflection. By self-reflection, I mean to look neutrally at our thoughts, feelings, emotions, and actions. Through this practice, we are able to look at ourselves with interest and curiosity, not only to other people, but our inner self. So it is important to meditate, to do writing exercises about our thoughts, our feelings, to take a walk in the nature. Walking in the nature relaxes us. And suddenly we start thinking about our own projects, our own actions. It is important to talk to ourselves out loud, to take exercises of uh, breathe, to read, etc. That's for self reflection. The second one is self soothing. People may self soothe for all different types of reasons. Most reasons are due to internal fear.
Okay.
I think we lost teacher Belém.
Okay.
Okay, can we go to the next slide, please?
Okay.
Well, my colleague was mentioning some of the characteristics of people who have emotional balance. People in general, not only teachers, who have a domain of their emotions. What makes you angry? I would like to ask you this question, and if you can share your answers in the chat box. What makes you angry? Not only as a teacher, but maybe as a mom, as a wife, as a sister, brother. Melina, you say lies. When people tell you a lie, that makes you angry, right? And Melina, do you have a special technique, a special strategy that makes you feel calm after a person tells you a lie? Injustice, Liliana, Laurel, yes, she agrees, lies. Yeah, maybe we can take a deep breath. Maybe we can talk to a friend. Maybe we can do something that we enjoy and then forget about that terrible moment, right? And now, next slide, please. The question is, what do you think makes your students angry? What makes your students angry? Hi, Teacher Belém. So if you can please share your ideas in the
I'm
chat
back.
box. Hi, teacher. Welcome back.
Thank you.
What makes you
So
angry? Lack of
let's
connectivity.
continue.
Yes. Very good. Teacher Belém, you were talking about the
Thank
characteristics
you.
of people who have emotional intelligence.
Okay.
Yes,
And
teacher
so
Belém? Mm-hmm.
let's continue. We were talking about self-soothing. So it is important to look for and find out what is making us feel um, anxious or fearing, so fearful, sorry, and look for uh, maybe some professional help in case we need it. If not, just there are some teas, especially for soothing moments, and it is also important to self-reflect, which is the third one, self-reflection. Um, have you ever practiced getting into your own thoughts, feeling your feelings, your emotions? We are able to look at ourselves with uh, interest and curiosity. What about empathy? Empathy is also very important to acquire or to nourish our emotional intelligence. To to experience someone else's feelings as if we were having themselves, to put ourselves in the shoes of other people. How can we practice that? Well, challenge yourself, push yourself outside your comfort zone. Get out of your usual environment. Get feedback from the heart, not just the head. Yourself curiosity. Don't forget, self-soothing, self-reflection, and empathy are different things that can help us nourish our emotional intelligence. Now, what are the characteristics of emotionally intelligent people? There are five. The first one is change agents. These people are afraid to take risk. They make decisions.
Mm, okay. You're muted. Norma,
Sorry,
you're muted.
sorry. Yes. So we were talking about what makes your students angry, right? And Flores there shares when they do not complete their responsibilities on time. They are sometimes bothered. Laurel says by parents being unfair, right? Very good. Can we go to the next slide, please? Did you know that knowing the type of intelligence our students have will help you as a teacher manage their frustration? Of course, Melina. Yes. So, according to Gardner, we have these types of intelligence. Teacher Belém, can you tell us more about the types of intelligence?
Oh, sure. Um, there are several different types of intelligence, and we can also practice some actions to feed those multiple intelligences, and they can help us also control our emotions. This presentation has to do with uh, adults' emotions, as is the case of us teachers, and also those of our children. I don't know if most of you teach children. Most of you in the audience teach children. These different ones, the musical, kinesthetic, interpersonal, intrapersonal, linguistic, mathematical, naturalistic, visual, excuse me, are the different types of intelligences that can help us increase our knowledge, but also to manage our feelings, our frustration. Um, and that takes us to the next slide, please. Okay. The interpersonal is more a thinking intelligence. The people, the students that are more inner busy. Um, we have an example of what intrapersonal intelligence is. We have on the next slide, you could see the description of Seth, a 10-year-old extensive frustrated because his captains are choosing members for football team. He puts his best effort, but however, in class, he somehow shows to his classmates he's straight. When he gets back home, his mom notices it. Almost exploding, he goes right through his room and um, he doesn't have the care of closing the door. So um, his mom asked him, "Have you had a bad day at school?" And of course, he then explodes and tells his mom that school is a place he doesn't like, and he by saying that he's the worst player in the world, the mom, but he doesn't say it. He hollers it. So his mom then tries to do something about it to help him lower that anger, um, and helps him with an activity. Me in the mirror. Me in the mirror is an activity it, with which you can help your students write their best things. For example, what the mom writes here is Seth got the best grade in his science class. And Seth is, of course, happy, smiling. And then the mom passes him the paper. Um, he writes, I can run as the wind. And so they continue doing that until they fill out the page. And the mom recommends him, when you are in school and you feel frustrated, you feel angry, take out this paper and look at all what we have written here, all the good things that you have, and that will make you happier. So that is one good technique that you can use with your children. Another one is the next one, please. Next slide. Body in
Okay,
Okay.
teacher,
Uh,
logical mathematical
okay, that's
will be the next. Intelligence. But before we continue, I have a question for you. It's in the chat box. And teachers, have you identified your type of intelligence? Do you know if you have a logical mathematical intelligence, if you are visual, auditory? What type of intelligence do you have, teacher? Let me read your answers in the chat box. You are visual. Yes, me too, Lauren. Yes. When I'm taking a course, I need to see the flashcards. I need to see the teacher taking notes on the board. Thank you, Laura. Okay, so we're going to continue with the next intelligence, logical mathematical. What happens if you identify that your student has a logical mathematical intelligence and he is experiencing frustration in the classroom? Can you go to the next one, please? Okay, so we have this strategy that is called this thing called anger. And this is a thinking activity. This is an activity that you can work with your students. Next slide, please. Well, first of all, we have to help our students understand that anger is natural. Everybody feels anger at a certain point in their lives. The connectivity is not the best. We are angry, we are frustrated, but what are we going to do with those emotions? Feeling emotions is natural. That is normal. Yes, and it's okay to feel angry. It's okay to feel frustrated. The question is, what are you going to do with those feelings? Are you going to let them domain you, your actions, or are you going to handle those feelings? Next one, please, because there are many healthy actions that we can do to fight these negative feelings. Okay. Sometimes when children are frustrated, when they are angry, they have obviously negative reactions when they don't know what to do. And it is important that they know that their actions can hurt others. Yes, it's okay. I repeat and emphasize this point. You are angry, but you need to know how to regulate your feelings. Okay, because you could hurt others in the way. Can we go to the next one, please? Imagine you have a logical mathematical kid and you do exercises like these with the little kid. Unscramble to answer. Our feelings are up. If you have a logical mathematical intelligence very well developed, you're going to be able to answer these very quickly. Can you help me solve the puzzle? Our feelings are up. Maybe you can type your answer in the chat box. Our feelings are up.
Normal part of how we are.
Very good. Thank you very much. Number two, not all feelings are, and it rhymes with present. It rhymes with present. Not all feelings are. It's a synonym of good. Pleasant, right? Not all feelings are pleasant. So when we are feeling mad, which choice will usually get us in trouble? This question is going to make our students analyze the consequences. So what can make you get into trouble? Talk to someone about how we are feeling, ask for help, take deep breaths, push someone, walk away for a few minutes. So what choice is going to get us in trouble? Can you help me in the chat box? A, B, C, push someone. Very good. So be aware of the consequences, right? Can we go to the next slide, please? Teacher Belém? Mushamisi, did we lose Teacher Belém again?
I'm reconnecting her now.
Okay. Shall we wait or shall I continue?
She'll pop up just now, or should.
Okay. So thank you everybody for your patience. Hi, Teacher Belém. Welcome again.
My gosh.
So the next one is bodily kinesthetic,
Okay.
Teacher Belém.
Bodily kinesthetic. Okay. So, I bet most of our audience here is or are bodily kinesthetic people. Like to be in movement. Is usually a characteristic of a teacher. Moving around. So this, can we go to the next slide, please? This intelligence has to do with activity, with moving around. Feelings are a normal part of our life. Some feelings are very comfortable, some others are uncomfortable. We have examples of comfortable would be happiness, uncomfortable could be anger, sadness. If we don't pay attention to our, so it is important Frank, this little guy here was really angry because he couldn't get to the next level on his video game. If you have kids, you know what is that. They really get angry when the game is giving them problems. So he was so mad that he threw the controller against the wall and went directly to his room, slammed the door, and that would have consequences. What happens? What the parents usually do when children have that um, actions, like showing lack of education
Restraint.
and, and lack of respect, right? So what do you usually do? They have consequences, no? Those actions have consequences. And sometimes children wouldn't be playing the video games maybe for a week, 2 weeks, even a month. So the this guy, professor, teacher, taught him how to pay attention to his anger before it exploded. So he could do lots of things to control it and keep it for growing. One thing he could do, run. If he had a bicycle, well, go and ride the bicycle. Phone a friend, just walk away for some minutes, play with the dog or play with the pet that you might have, and come back later. We do the same actually with our activities. Sometimes, as with these problems with connectivity, we have this concentration, lack of concentration, and also loss of time. But we shouldn't let nervousness control us. We should be in control of it. So it is the advisement for this guy, for Frank. So he had to identify first where he felt his anger. Do you feel it on your head, on your chest, on your stomach? Where do you feel it? And how does it goes um, increasing? Can we go to the next slide, please? This is a the next one. One more.
Yes.
So this is Frank. Okay, he drew himself feeling on the picture on the left, the anger just starting on his chest and then on his head. It's that way of drawing helps kids to manage, to be aware where the feeling is and how to take control of it. Okay, it's a description of the progress of anger moving towards to the different parts of the body. One more, please. Okay, so you can the student the children can show where in the body is the emotion at that moment and how they feel. They can write how they feel. And also the technique that is always very good, counting, count to 10 and be aware how you see your coming numbers in your head. Okay, teacher Norma. Can we go to the next one? I think it's the okay. Counting to come. Intrapersonal.
Very good. Interpersonal. That's the ability of what? Of being in touch with your feelings. Breathe for a moment, Flor. Yes. The next one, please. Uh-huh. Well, sometimes we identify our feelings by colors, right? I feel blue. Yes, there's a saying that goes, I feel blue. What does it mean? That you feel happy, that you feel excited. When you say something like, I feel blue, what does it mean, everybody? Can you share your answers in the chat box? I am feeling blue. Very sad. Thank you, Liliana Marcela. Yes. So, color you calm. The time required for this activity is 30 minutes. All you need to put it into practice is your imagination, and this is a feeling activity. So we have an example of a girl who is frustrated because she couldn't eat because of allergy. She couldn't eat peanuts. So every time her classmates were eating peanuts at a party or at recess, she felt bad, right? Or angry. The next one, please. So what can you do? You can encourage your children to think of colors. Yes, a color that makes you feel calm. Is it going to be pink? Is it going to be yellow? Choose your scenario, okay? So go into yourself and picture a beautiful color. The next one, please. In this case, the orange made the student feel calm. Yellow relaxed her muscles. And when she got to green, she was very calm and very relaxed. Okay? The next one, please. So go through the colors of the rainbow. Interpersonal, teacher Belém.
Thank you. Interpersonal. Um, very social people. Okay. Um, this is a doing activity. And it is about misunderstanding, not getting the right message. This guy, Chuck, has to pay attention and be very concentrated when someone is telling something to him. Why? Because something, if he gets something wrong, he cannot move ahead. And for example, a student in class, you tell a student, you from, I don't know, a quiz of 10 questions, you got 2 questions wrong. And the students just keep 2 questions wrong, 2 questions wrong. What is my teacher telling me? That I did wrong? And the whole class, the whole day, he would be thinking the same question, the same thing. I did wrong on the test. So it is important for this guy to make sure that he's understanding that he's getting the message through. Thank you. Uh, you those people can also misunderstand friends. I'm not going to your house. Does it mean I'm not being your friend anymore? Or I have something more important to do right now that is impelling me not to go into your house. And Jack might think he doesn't want to be my friend anymore. So his helper practice asking the right questions to him. Okay, uh, and they practice. Okay, Shaq, tell me, you are the teacher. Tell me about the two questions wrong on the test. And then, okay, you could answer. Does it mean that I could have done better? Okay, instead of I did bad on the test. See, some people will say, well, it is the same thing. Actually, the way you make questions would change your mentality and your positive way of approaching things. Also, your friend. Okay, I cannot go to your house tonight. Well, can you come over the weekend? Things like that. Can
Okay, the next one is the musical.
we need
Sometimes,
to check out. Children need to check out what they are. Go on.
okay, teacher. Well, I don't know if you do the same, but in the morning when I get up, I always tell to myself, today is gonna be a great day. Today is gonna be a great day. And if you have a musical intelligence, that is something that you are doing for sure at the beginning of your day, right? Well, Sam's secret saying, Sam has a musical intelligence, and when he got angry, he was reminded of saying his secret saying. Something, a rhyme that he made up, singing a song that made him feel happy after a pleasant moment. Yes? The next one, please. Well, and he had to remember that when you when you let your classmates or other people in general make you feel angry or upset, you're giving them power. So do not let other people influence on the way you feel. Yes, when you let them make you angry, other people win. The next one, please. The next one, please. For example, your students can repeat something like, no need to stress because I'm gonna do my best. That is going to help them feel more relaxed. I know I'll be okay because I'm going to play and I'm going to focus. When I'm feeling really tired, yes, I am going to, I'm going to fly. It's going to make it right. Children who are musical are going to have the ability to create their own sayings. So get comfortable, relax, repeat your mantra, and as in everything, practice makes perfect. The next one, please. Visual intelligence. Mushamisi, did we lose teacher Belém?
I'm reconnecting her now.
Okay, she's kind of rebel today. Can we go to the previous slide? Visual intelligence. Uh-huh. Hi, teacher Belém. Okay,
Hi. What bugs you?
visual intelligence, teacher.
Thank you. What bugs you? What bugs me? My gosh. Okay, this has to do, of course, with what we see. Um, Sometimes people who have very high their visual intelligence have problems with what they see. If you have if you don't like, for example, the mess, and you come to your house and you see all the toys around the living room, the dog has chewed the couch, etc. So all those visual things really bugs people. And in this presentation, we have an example. Can we go to the next slide, please? We have an example of a boy, a student, who has a little brother. And the little brother likes to play with John's bugs. Actually, he has a collection of very special and weird bugs, and he doesn't like that. But his little sister is so little that he has to be just patient. And what he does is he learns to describe to the bugs his feelings. So he draws the bug that matches the way he feels. If the feeling is a nice feeling, well, he can draw like a beautiful butterfly or his favorite bug. And when he's really mad, so he can draw the worst one, the bug that he doesn't like. Um, he has to learn a lot. Can we go to the next one, please? But uh, a way of doing it is drawing. And with that, he can get more in control of the feeling instead of getting being mean to his little sister. The next one, please.
Verbal, verbal linguistic. There are many children who close after a bad experience. They close. They don't want to interact anymore. And what we can do, the next one, please, use the power of written words. The next one, please. I think it's going to be two more. Oshamisi. The next one. Okay. Oh, the previous one, please. Thank you. They have the power of apology. Sometimes they feel bad and they don't know how to express it in words. So what you can do is to invite them to write a letter. This was very useful for me when I saw the students had problems communicating because they started crying or they started throwing a tantrum. I invited them to write a letter to me and share what was bothering them. Yes, they were not paying attention in class because write a letter to me. And there are so many things that you can find out about your student. Maybe they're having problems at home. Maybe they are having health issues, and you don't know because they don't have this ability to tell it in a spoken way. So invite them to write a letter. Yes, to you, to a classmate, to whoever they have that issue with. The next one, please. Naturalist, and I think we are running out of time, Teacher Belén, because we need to.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just going to give the what to do when you are having problems, or a kid is having problems with their feelings. If we live in the city and we don't have the nice forest, and the next one, please. A good option is to go to the backyard. If you have some trees in your house, just look for something living things. like
or to the
bugs,
park.
like birds, flowers, and so on. So you can just enjoy and write about them and draw also what you see. Okay, that's quick.
Yes, can we go to the last one? Please, that one. Thank you, Mushabisi. So this is the conclusion. You can't control what happens when a child leaves your classroom, but you can control what happens when she or he is there. Make it the most positive, encouraging, accepting place he or she has ever known. Let him or her know that he or she is loved. Only then the student can be excited about learning. When you feel good, when you feel happy, when you feel comfortable in a place, then you can learn anything. You're open to learning new things. And with this, we end our presentation. If you have any comments,